Welcome back to the Full-Time Wedding Pro podcast, my friends. In this episode, we are going to be talking about how to book out your 2026 with paid ads. I'm really excited for this. Also, it's been great to see you guys, right? Like I've been making videos for the past couple days. I'm promoting a workshop right now, the Wedding Ads Workshop. It's going to be absolutely incredible on September 17th. If it's after September 17th and you're watching this or listening to this, I'm sorry, it's over. But I'm super excited for this. It's going to be one of the biggest workshops in the wedding industry. And it's all going to be about running ads. But I figured since I've been making a lot of videos, I would go ahead and post a little bit more on the podcast. I know it's been a little bit. We've been posting some client wins and that's been awesome. But yeah, I've just been crazy busy. Couple minutes just to kind of give you guys like a little update on me. I moved, I got married. I remade my entire program essentially. And I've been focusing really hard on that, making videos for it, improving the course, improving the client success rate, all of that stuff. So that's why I've not been super present on YouTube and on the podcast platforms. But with making all these videos and everything for the workshop, I figured now is the best time as any to start posting. So if you guys want to follow a little bit more of my life, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Peyton Helm. And if you're obviously like this video and you like the podcast episode, please feel free to subscribe and download the episodes, whatever you want. So anyway, let's dive into what this actually is going to be covering today. So how to run ads in 2026 to book weddings, again, that aren't discounts or giveaways, because you guys know I don't do that. We don't do discounts and giveaways here. So here's what we're going to cover. 3 things. Number 1, how to know if ads will work for you. I've had a lot of questions about this over the last probably year or so. So I'm going to be answering that here and now. And hopefully this will help you. What's changed for 2026, right? Because things have changed again. Everything with Meta and running ads on Facebook and Instagram and just advertising and in general, and the wedding industry in general, everything changes, right? And then my high value ads process, what it looks like, how it's changed now going forward to 2026, and so on and so forth. So let's start off with the very beginning. Will ads work for you? So again, get this question a ton. And I want to answer it twofold, like will ads in general work for you and will the way that I run ads work for you? So in general, if you're part-time or full-time photographer or filmmaker in the wedding industry, in general, this will work for you. You have to be charging around 3 to 20K. And I know that's a gigantic range, but 3K, if you go below 3K and you're at like 1K, 2K per wedding for one service, like just photo or just video, I typically see the way that we run ads isn't the most profitable for you guys. And I think it's just because when you're working with clientele who want to pay $1,000 or $2,000, they're really looking for a deal. They're not looking to pay the most for the best, creative. They're looking for a deal. They don't care. They just want 6 hours. They want a certain amount of photos, whatever. And they want it for the cheapest price possible. They would literally hire a fucking college student for free if they could. If you want to work with clients like that, that's totally fine. That's not exactly what I want, and it's not what I really teach in my program. So ads in general can work for you, but you need to be running discounts and giveaways, free add-ons, free plus travel, stuff like that. Like that's how to attract that crowd. And that's not what we do. And you'll see that a lot, obviously, in the wedding industry. Like pretty much every coach in the wedding industry that's an ads coach, other than myself and maybe like one other person I know of, they'll go for the discounts and giveaway strategy because it's the easiest way to get results. What they don't tell you though is their average client is booking, $2,000 per wedding. They might have like a 5 or 10K wedding once a year, but in general, they're averaging about 2K, whereas my clients are averaging about 5 to 10K. So anyway, if ads will work if you're at that level, but not the way that we run them. So go run a discount or an engagement giveaway if you want to book clients at that level and then get your pricing up. Also, if you're a total beginner, don't run ads in general. No discount ads, no high value ads like we do, nothing. Don't run ads if you're a total beginner. You need to get a portfolio. Like I would recommend at minimum 5, maybe 10 weddings before you start running ads. Otherwise, you're not going to have a good time doing so because you just don't have enough portfolio to convince those clients to work with you other than somebody else. It's all going to be referrals and social media at that point. So anyway, that's the low end. High end, 20K plus. So we do have clients in the Full-Time Wedding Pro booking weddings at 20K plus. However, it's a little bit more rare. What I usually see around like the 20K plus mark, if you're doing like one service for 20K and it's not like an Indian wedding or a destination wedding or something, is those clients are primarily working with planners who book everything for for them. Now at 10 to 20K, you will still have clients working with planners, obviously. But a lot of times those clients have full ability to choose their photographer or filmmaker. And that's where ads can come in. As long as they're on social media, they can see the ad. The planner can also see the ad. The planner can give them recommendations. And even if you're not on those recommendations, if the couple really loves you, they can still book you. We have a lot of people in the program at 10 to 20K, and they're booking weddings just like that. A lot of them are doing like very, very high-end events. Some of them are doing celebrity weddings, and they're still working with planners. So don't be afraid if you're charging like 10 to 20K and like ads won't work for you. They will, but not discounts and giveaways. You need to run high value ads. You need to have really specific branding. We'll talk about that. So that's just kind of the blanket statement. If you're under 2K in general or under 3K in general, you don't really want to be running ads the way that we do them. And then if you're over 20K per wedding, you're probably not watching this video, but if you are, I just wouldn't run ads, especially if your clients are only working with full service planners that are booking everything for them. Because at that point, you can run ads for 2 planners, but that's a little bit of a less popular strategy than just running ads straight to clients. But for those of you who are at that level, you probably don't even care. So anyway, and if you want to scale from 100K a year all the way to multi-million dollars per year, we have a few dozen people in the program who are doing over $1 million a year. Our top, I think, is like 5 million or something like that. And this obviously can work. Now, obviously, if you're at that level, you have a large team. You're not shooting every wedding yourself, obviously. And maybe you're also in like nationwide or worldwide. Ads will work insanely well for you. You're just going to have to do more of them and spend more on them. And then also if I call this inconsistent clientitis, if you're relying on referrals, social media, or you've tried ads before and they didn't work, maybe you hired another coach or you tried them on your own and they didn't work. Maybe they're discount giveaway ads and they suck. So yeah, this is kind of how you know ads will work for you if you're in this range right now. So with that said, just like 2 seconds real quick, who I am, why I'm qualified to talk on this. My name is Peyton Helm. I'm an elopement photographer at Untamed Weddings Co. I actually just did a rebrand thanks to Blake from Always Upward Co. This website looks absolutely incredible. Anyway, I shoot all over the world, usually average about 10K plus for one service. And I do so through ads. Like ads is pretty much my only marketing strategy. I literally have like 50 posts on my photography Instagram because I don't care to post because I don't have to. I'm also the founder of Full Time Wedding Pro, which has been a coaching program for 4 years based on teaching ads. We have 450 clients at a 98% client success rate, meaning 98% of our clients are booking 20K in weddings within 90 days of joining and at a 10X profit. And if you don't believe me, you can go to my Instagram. I have 500 case studies that you can literally just like click through and scroll through. That's probably not going to load. So whatever, I'm not going to show it right now. But in general, yes, I know what I'm talking about. We have one of the most successful programs in the industry. And we are essentially the go-to for high value ads, which is great. I say that humbly. So that's me. And let's go ahead and dive into my high value ads process so we're not wasting any time here. So let's talk about, number one, why ads. We're going to talk about what kind of ads to run, my reverse organic strategy, which is really cool, and then the real secret behind making all the stuff work. So in general, why ads? Why should you run ads? Why should you spend money on marketing versus just posting on Instagram and like letting referrals come in? First and foremost, the wedding industry is really weird. Other than like being an influencer, this is one of the only industries where people kind of talk down about paid ads because I don't know, the industry just tells you that you should like schmooze planners and try to rank on Google and post on social media. And like, that's how you'll grow a business. And obviously you guys have probably seen that's not always the case. It's very hard to do that. So ads, in my opinion, are the best marketing strategy, primary marketing strategy, I will say, for these reasons. Number one, you have full control over lead flow and quality. You don't have that with SEO, social media, and vendors. I mean, how many of you guys right now watching this are getting very inconsistent inquiries, right? You'll have a few a week, then it'll dry up for a couple of weeks, then you'll get a few more and they'll dry up. And then like, what's the quality? Like, are they always high quality? Are they always low quality? Are they like a mixed bag? Like you have Jesus Christ, you have zero control over the quality of your inquiries if you're not running ads, because you don't know how to really restrict the types of clients that are coming to you, and you don't know what types of content to put out there that will get them in. You might have an idea, but with social media, it's really hard to do that. With ads, you are really nailing down a client, and you're paying money to only talk to that one client. That's why I really like them. They're consistent and scalable. So like I said earlier, a lot of my clients, the baseline for my clients to deem them a success is to have a 10X profit. Most of my clients are above a 15 to 20X profit. So quick math, you spend $500, you book $10,000. That's kind of where my average client is. So if you know for sure that you can essentially 20x your money on ads. No guarantees here. Just wanted to throw that out there. I cannot guarantee you'll make income. I'm just giving you lessons from my clients. So anyway, if you know for sure with ads that you can spend $1,000 and make $20,000 in bookings, then you just spend $1,000 a month. You make 20 grand a month. You make 240K a year. If you want to do 200K in a month, you do, and you can fulfill it. That's the caveat there. Then you spend 20,000 in ads, 10,000 in ads, and you make 20,000 or 200,000 in bookings. Quick math that I'm apparently not very good at. So anyway, they're consistent and scalable. Now they're not consistent on the micro level. You'll have like a day you don't get any inquiries, the next day you might not, but then like the third day you'll get like 2 or 3. But on a weekly and a monthly basis, they are extremely consistent. Also, they're fast results. So that's a big thing. Like a lot of my clients will come in, some of them just crush it and they'll like book like 3 or 4 weddings on their first week, but that's a little bit more rare. A lot of times you'll launch ads, as long as they're good, you'll start getting inquiries in within a couple days. And then from there, you usually have about a 7 to 14 day time to booking after you get an inquiry. That's kind of what most photographers and videographers have in the industry. So you'll get on a call and then about 7 to 14 days after, you'll see that close come through. So in general, most, like my average client, when they launch ads, they're getting bookings within about 2 to 3 weeks. They're easy and automated. So that's a big thing. Like I really don't want you guys to fall prey to agencies. Like if you don't want to hire me, that's fine, but don't hire an agency. Please God, don't hire an agency, because these guys literally pop up and then they go away because they have such horrible reputations because they suck. The way that agency models run is they'll say, hey, I'll charge you $1,500 or $2,000 a month to manage your ads. And then they set up ads for you. They do this whole landing page thing, this like sales funnel, and it's stupid and spammy and salesy and gross. And then they'll like, when you launch ads, you're only spending an hour a week, maybe 2 hours a week max on managing those ads. Like it's very, very, very little. And these people are charging you sometimes $3,000 or $4,000 a month to do that. It's stupid, number one. And their goal is not to get you fully booked. The wedding industry is finite, meaning that most of you are only going to want to book 30 to 40 weddings a year, right? And that's the most, right? Unless you're a gigantic, brand and you've got associate teams and you want to do like 200 or 300 weddings a year. But in general, these agencies know that, right? So their goal is not to have you fully booked out. Their goal is to keep you on payroll, or for you to keep them on payroll. So they promise you inquiries, but not bookings. And what happens there is they set up a very low resistance type of sales process, meaning they'll just let inquiries come in no matter what their budget is, no matter what type of client they are. And then they'll be like, oh, we're getting you inquiries, so you can't refund. Agencies suck. If somebody's offering to run ads for you, 9 times out of 10, it's a scam. That's why I don't do that, because it doesn't work. And then they're also automated. So I kind of already touched on that. Ads are extremely automated. You can automate them in more ways than just one. So like you can set them up. That'll take you a couple hours. And then you can literally set automated rules with Meta's ad manager to turn off your ads and scale your ads depending on the cost per booking that you have or cost per inquiry that you have, which is pretty freaking cool. So ads are my favorite. The only caveat, the only downside with running ads is you really do need to hire somebody to help you do them. Because even if I were to literally put all of my course content out here for free, like by itself, it probably won't help you book, because you can literally watch the course and go through things and then you'll try it. And then you'll be like, oh, I have questions. This is popping up. This situation's happening. And you need really like expert guidance, right? Also, free things, just in general, human psychology, people don't take free things seriously. You might think you're different. You're not. That's why there's not a lot of free content on stuff like this on YouTube. Number one, because most people won't go through it. And number two, it's actually a liability because a lot of people don't give full value on it. Like I'm literally not going to go into my ads manager and show you guys how to set up ads. Number one, because if I don't give you literally all the information and help you on calls to make sure you're doing it right, it's a liability because now you're probably going to be wasting money on my advice. It's not good. That's why we have a coaching program. So in general, that's why we like to do ads, but I don't recommend just trying ads for free by yourself. You will lose money. It just kind of is what it is. Ads in general, they are easy when you know what you're doing, but when you don't know what you're doing, they can be very complex and you can lose a lot of money very quickly. So just be careful with that. Like hire an expert. You don't have to hire me, but hire somebody who knows what they're talking about. Okay, let's talk about what kind of ads that we run. There's 3 types of ads, and I'm actually going to break down this whole, sales funnel, sales process thing that we've got here. So in general, the most popular type of ad that we run in my program are direct to website ads. Okay. So it's literally self-explanatory. We are sending people from Instagram and Facebook direct to our website. We don't build landing pages. We don't build like stupid AI funnels that a lot of coaches are promoting right now. None of it, right? Because number one, it's so much more work on your end to build that stuff. And number two, it doesn't reflect your brand properly, but your website does. Most of you guys, almost all of you guys, have a nice website that looks good. It's branded. It could be improved, but it can convert people. And that's the most important thing. I want you guys to use your existing stuff. We also say Instagram. So not just website, but Instagram too. But the really core thing here, and if you're watching this on video, you'll see this. And if you're just listening, I'll point it out. The website or the Instagram is in the center of the sales process because we want one single location to send people. This is your storefront. Okay. Like, how many of you guys can tell me with 100% confidence exactly the breakdown of how many inquiries you got from Instagram versus how many inquiries you got from your website within the last 6 months? Probably none of you. Or if you are, you're probably doing very, very well. The reason why we do this is because we need to have the data on what works really, really well, right? Does your Instagram convert better? Does your website convert better? What ads are we sending to your website that converts better? What ads are we sending to Instagram that works better, right? So the three main types of ads that we run, number one, direct to website ads. That's the most popular, consistent, and scalable that I've seen in the program. Second is Instagram ads. Now you're probably wondering like, hey, Peyton, if we're doing direct to website ads and they're consistent, scalable, and popular, why do we also do Instagram ads? Instagram ads, what we've seen are cheaper, way higher profit, and faster to book than the website ads. So what we usually see happen, if somebody going through my program doesn't just go direct to website, they start with Instagram ads because also they might need to be tweaking their website. Just like a general website with just like photos and like a little about section and a contact form, that's not going to convert people from ads, right? So for people who go through my program, they know they need to tweak their website based off what we teach them, and we help them do that. But in the meantime, they want to run ads and book weddings. So they use their existing Instagrams, which are way easier to optimize and way faster. And you can get bookings fast like that. It's going to be great. I'm actually going to teach a little bit of Instagram ads on the wedding ads workshop on September 17th. So again, if it's pre-September 17th, you're watching this, go ahead and register. I'll put a link down below. But in general, direct to website ads and Instagram ads are the most popular. Now we are running those on Instagram and Facebook, right? So we're using the ads manager for the direct to website ads. We're setting up a campaign, a lead campaign. We're doing all that stuff. We're testing 5 to 10 ads at minimum, and then we're going from there and scaling. And on Instagram though, it's a little bit different. We're actually boosting posts on Instagram, which a lot of people a few years ago said it was like, don't do that. It's terrible, but it actually works pretty well from what we've seen, but you have to do it correctly. Okay. So, and you can also run ads to Instagram on the ads manager. We do that sometimes with messaging campaigns, but that's getting a little bit too in the weeds here. So in general, we run ads to either the website or the Instagram, and that's it. Now you're probably wondering, and I'll touch on the Omnipresent ads. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see that, but I'll touch on that here in a minute. But in general, I get a lot of questions on like, hey Peyton, if you're not running discounts and giveaways, how are you getting people to trust you and to go to your website to fill out a contact form? That's a really good question. What we do with what we put in the ads is we don't offer some type of thing, right? So we're not like, hey, book me by end of September, I'll give you $1,000 off. Or I'm looking for 5 brides to do a free wedding or wedding at budget, or like a free add-on or whatever. We're not doing that. What we're doing is we're literally just problem solution, but that's only one angle. So we do problem solution or we do interest and desire. Those are the 2 frameworks that we have for copywriting. And this is what I really teach in detail in my program. But in general, think about, if you guys have ever read the book, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, your clients have a problem, you have a solution. And if they don't have a problem and solution, they also have interest and desire. So that's what you want to really harp on. How many, I really want you guys to think about this on a macro level. So like car commercials, think about them. They're not usually offering some type of discount or give a car giveaway or something like that, right? Let's think about other high value brands, Louis Vuitton, Coach, Lamborghini, whatever. They don't really run ads, but a lot of high value brands that do run ads aren't doing promos. They're showcasing interest and desire. They know that you have an interest, and they're showcasing how amazing it is to have their product. We're essentially doing the same thing with our ads. We're saying, hey, if you are this specific type of client and you're having this specific type of wedding and you want this specific type of photography or videography, this is us. This is what we do to serve that. And if you want more information, click learn more and we'll dive in. And you can check your date, inquire, whatever. So we are creating interest and desire, or we're solving a problem. And like, problems and solutions, those manifest in a lot of different ways. So like problem could be like, you don't like this photo style. Problem, you don't want boring photos. Problem, you don't want trendy photos. You do want boring photos. Problem would be like, you don't want to have a big wedding. You want to have an elopement. So like, that's the problem your clients face. You provide the solution. We do trendy photos, we do crazy styles, we do timeless photography, we shoot elopements, we help plan, whatever, right? You have that problem solution, you offer them to go to your website and learn more, and that's it. That's how we run ads. And that's how we generate interest and desire without offering some type of low value, $1,000 off or whatever. That's how we do it. And again, if you want more information on that, you want me to help you do that, you can hire me, or you can attend the workshop on September 17th. It's gonna be pretty good. So we take those people, we send them to the Instagram or the website. And then from there, we get an inquiry. We immediately text them and email them. And I say text and email because the faster you respond, the more likely it is you're going to book. And we have seen that over and over and over again. Again, 450 clients, we have the data, right? The faster you text them, the higher your response rate will be. I want you guys to have a 60 to 80% response rate on your initial reach out to clients. If you're sending emails right now, that is not happening, especially if you're using Honeybook because, the whole spam thing. Yeah, send texts, just plain and simple. Then you want to get them on a consult. And notice how I didn't say send a pricing guide, right? Get them on a video consult. Get them on a video consult. I cannot say that enough. Why? Sales conversations have a tiered list for conversion rates. Number one, the highest converting sales conversation you can have with somebody is in person. Second to that is a video call. Third to that is one video to many people, like I'm kind of making right now. Fourth and last is text only. Yet so many of you guys, for some reason, the wedding industry told you when you started, hey, when couples inquire, send them a pricing guide. And that's what's going to work. How well has that been working for you? Get your clients on a video consult before you show them pricing if you want the highest chance of booking them. Now, if you want to do less consult calls and you want higher chances of booking on the calls, meaning you're working with higher clients and you're okay with people not scheduling calls, then sure, send pricing. But if you are struggling to book right now and you need to get them, like you need to book every lead that comes to you as long as they're decent, get them on a call. And then from there, we're booking at 3 to 20K. And then obviously that creates more ad spend and more content and more referrals, and it all kind of funnels back. So that's the main strategy. High value ads direct to the website or the Instagram. And then obviously the funnel continues. Now let's talk about the two supplemental marketing strategies that we have. One of them is Omnipresent ads. So, and this is a big thing on what's changed going into 2026 because I think about April of this year, 2025, this wasn't happening. Maybe it was a little bit later. I think it was like May or June, but this was kind of recent. But have you guys noticed whenever you click on an ad and you go to somebody's website or whatever, and then you go back to Instagram, the next like fucking 10 ads are from direct competitors to the one that you just clicked on. Meta's doing that on purpose. And it's not to screw us. It's because Meta knows that you are most primed to buy something as soon as you click on an ad, whether it's from that person or it's from a direct competitor. So what's happening here when I'm running ads, when my clients are running ads is, couples are clicking on ads, they're going to the website, and then they're coming back to Instagram if they don't inquire, and then they're seeing 10 more ads from other photographers and videographers. It is what it is. So the way that we get around that is we stay top of mind with omnipresent ads, and it's self-explanatory. It is what it is. We are literally showcasing 50 to 100 different pieces of content to those couples over the span of 5 to 10 days. That's how we do omnipresent ads. It's super cheap. And what we've seen when we started implementing this a couple of months ago is almost a double and sometimes a triple in profit. And our cost per inquiries went down by half. So if you're running ads right now and you're spending 60, 80 bucks per inquiry, a lot of my clients are now doing 20 to 40 bucks per inquiry for inquiries that are coming through with a $5,000 plus budget. This is, again, unheard of in this industry. So Omnipresent ads, it's a program specific strategy. I'm not going to talk about it anymore on this channel or on the workshop on September 17th. That is a proprietary strategy because I don't want to get it out there because it's really powerful. So you have to hire me to get that one. It's really cool. Now, one thing I will talk about more is the other supplemental strategy, which is SEO and referrals, or what I call reverse organic. So reverse organic is essentially organic strategy, but it's making content in a way that is not designed necessarily to get new people. It's designed to nurture the people that you already know. So SEO is search engine optimization. It's where you rank on Google. It accomplishes both of these things, new people and nurturing people. You're essentially making blog posts, you're structuring your website around specific locations, and you're coming up on both Google and ChatGPT, by the way, for blank city wedding photographer, blank city wedding videographer, but also wedding venues and planner lists or vendor lists in general. Also locations that you shoot. So stuff like that. That's what you want to write blog posts about. Now, it's not my favorite primary strategy because it takes a long time to get ranked, like about 3 to 6 months on the fast end. And it's also not extremely consistent. You don't have full control over quality. Now, it's great when it happens because it's free, but it's not as good as paid ads. That's why it's a supplemental strategy. Now, social media, I said social media in a different way because this is where we really apply the reverse organic strategy. You don't want to make, if you're running ads, by the way, that's the caveat. You don't necessarily want to make content on social media that's going to bring new people in, because the way that Meta works with its algorithm is it will optimize your ads based on the clients that are coming to you from those ads and from other sources. So you want to make sure that those other sources are giving you high value clients. For example, if you are charging $5,000 plus and you're running ads right now and they're performing really, really well, you make a piece of content on Instagram that goes mega viral, which is great, but that mega virality brings a lot of clients to your website and maybe even into your contact form that are super low budget. That's not good because that will de-optimize your ads for a temporary amount of time and then you'll lose money. So what we do with reverse organic, and this works out in our favor because if you're running ads, you don't really want to be posting a lot on social media anyway. You're specifically making content, not like to go viral or not to get a lot of followers, but to nurture your existing people who come to you from ads. And also that will, again, get some new people in. But if you're making high value content and you're only showcasing what you want ideal clients to see, you will have a lot of success with reverse organic. And you don't have to post every day. You're maybe posting a couple times a week at most. You may be posting stories ideally every day, but that's it. You're not posting reels. You're not dancing. You're not doing all that stupid stuff. Okay. That's why I like it. And then vendor referrals are still amazing, by the way. A lot of my clients actually, like, they're learning ads and then they're reaching out to planners and other vendors and they're saying, hey, I'll help you teach ads if you send me those referrals that you get from those ads, which is really, really funny. But in general, vendor referrals are still really, really great. Literally the best way that I've ever seen vendor referrals work is just by literally cold emailing planners. And I know some people are going to disagree with me, but listen, we've got 450 clients in the program. A lot of them are 10 to 20K plus, and a lot of them have a lot of vendor referrals coming in as well as their paid ads. Every single one of them got those referrals literally just by reaching out to those vendors, whether it's cold email or whether it's cold DM, whatever, forming a friendship. That's it. You don't need a course for it. You don't need to know exactly what to say. Literally just start the conversations, have them, and there you go. I could make an entire course about that, but I don't have to because I teach ads. But in general, that's it. Vendor referrals are super great. You just need to reach out and start conversations. Hormozy talks about the rule of 100. Reach out to 100 vendors every day for 100 days and see what happens. You'll probably change your entire business. And that's it. Super easy. Now, yeah, you're going to get a lot of no's, but as long as you're not a little wuss and you're okay with getting told no or getting told, hey, I already have photographers, whatever, cool. That's fine. Just keep reaching out. That's it. That's literally the entire vendor strategy. As I've bought courses on it, I've seen a ton of people do it at very high success. That's all I've seen. Just starting conversations. That's pretty much it. So there you go. Okay. Now let's dive into the real secret on how to make ads and then we'll wrap up. So the real secret with having successful ads at high prices and booking those clients really easily is having a dialed in brand. So I mentioned earlier that the website has to be structured for ad success, and it really does, but the brand has to be memorable and unique. If you look like every other photographer and filmmaker out there, you will not have success with paid ads. You won't have success in general that much anyway. Let's be real. A lot of photographers and filmmakers are really, really talented. They're really good at what they do. But a lot of them have really basic brands. A lot of them are set up to be a little bit more of a commodity versus a luxury. So how can you make your brand unique? 3 ways that I've seen. Number 1, you really, really push your creativity when it comes to your photography and videography. That's one of the most impactful ways that I've seen. So every time you approach a shoot, every time you approach editing, how can you be different than everybody else? How can you really find your voice and your vision? That's number 1. Number 2, brand colors and fonts play a huge role. Go to my brand at fulltimeweddingpro.com. Look at the browns, look at the earthy tones, look at the vintage coffee shop-esque, Polaroid-esque fonts. I chose that because I love it. And then look, I'm wearing not really a brown shirt, it's more like a reddish brown shirt, but look at my office, warm colors, brown behind me. My hair is like reddish brown, right? I didn't really choose the hair color, but I chose everything else. I chose that because it's memorable and because I like it, honestly. So whenever you see ads that are in, like, literally look, let me go to my website homepage, right? If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see this. fulltimeweddingpro.com. There we go. What the heck? Did I misspell it? Yeah, I think I misspelled it. I did 3 L's in full. So whenever you guys see this font on ads, how many of you guys immediately know it's me? You're like, oh, I've seen this before. Because nobody else is using this font. Nobody's using this font in this color scheme in general, right? You know what I mean? So that's what we do, right? It has to be memorable and unique. The third thing, and promise 3, is having a very specific ideal client. If you just serve everybody, all types of weddings, all types of couples, you're speaking to no one. One of the first things that we do in Full-Time Wedding Pro is we give our clients a brand template. And essentially what it is they fill out their ideal client, all of the personal details about them, what types of weddings they want to have, and then we fill out our brand pillars, what we stand for, what we don't stand for, our style, our everything, like what we believe in, what types of weddings we want to shoot, all that stuff. And we use a little bit of AI to really nail down a brand positioning statement and a brand summary. And everything we do from then on out is built on that. So having a unique, specific ideal client, having a memorable brand, font, and color scheme, and then having a really, truly, boundary pushing, unique, creative style, that's how you have a really defined brand. That's how you have higher prices versus lower prices. That's how you make your ads extremely profitable and you make a ton of sales. That's how you do it. There's no other options, essentially. So that's my high value process. Now, if you guys want to learn more about this, about how we run ads, feel free to go to fulltimeweddingpro.com. Look what we do. I have a whole video breaking down a little bit more about this stuff, what it's like to hire me and join the program. Again, it's an incredible program. We have wins literally posted every single day on my Instagram. But yeah, if you want to learn more, go to fulltimeweddingpro.com. Also, if you liked this video and this podcast episode, feel free to subscribe. I love seeing all the subscribers. It's great. And also, if it's pre-September 17th, please come to the wedding ads workshop. It's going to be 90 minutes long. It's going to be absolutely incredible. It's free, by the way. And yeah, that's it for this episode. I'll see you guys there. Hopefully this helped. And yeah, peace.